seen over on my Instagram a few weeks ago, I got sent some Easter goodies by SweetStamp. Now, first of all, check out this packaging. Now, I thought it would be really fun to use some of the Easter bits that I was sent to create an Easter inspired cake. Now, I also wanted to let you know that if you do want to get your hands on any of the SweetStamp items, either the ones I've used in this video or anything on their website, then I do have a 10% off discount code. All you have to do is enter Cakes by Linz at the checkout on their website, and I will put all the details in the description below. Okay, let's get started. So for the cake itself, I actually baked 2 5-inch sponge cakes and cut each layer down into 2. So this has given me 4 layers of cake that measure around 5 inches in height. Now, I actually baked my 6-inch sponge cake recipe in my 5-inch cake tins just to give me a slightly higher cake. And I will put all the details for the recipe in the description below. So I'm just starting with some of my American buttercream, and I want to create a really light blue colour. So I'm just adding in a small amount of the light blue colour splash. Now, one thing that you might find when you're trying to create a baby blue is it tends to go a little bit green, and this is because of the yellow in your buttercream. So all I'm going to do is just add a very small amount of violet. All that violet is going to do is cancel out the yellow tones in our buttercream. Now, this may still look a little bit green on the camera, but I do promise you it has gone a lot more blue than what we started with. So I'm just going in, adding a thin layer of buttercream between my layers, stacking up my cake and adding that thin coating of buttercream around the outside. Now, all a crumb coat is going to do is just lock in any loose crumbs on the outside of our cake so that when we add that final coating of buttercream, it looks perfect. So I'm just scraping down the sides with my metal smoothing tool. And on the top, I'm going in with my offset spatula, just pulling that buttercream into the center to give me a nice edge. Once that crumb coat has been added, I'm gonna pop my cake in the fridge for around 20 to 30 minutes, just for that buttercream to firm up so that we can add our final layer of buttercream. Once the cake has come out of the fridge, I'm gonna add my final layer of buttercream over the outside. Now, these are the new SweetStamp offset spatulas, which are part of their utensil range, and I will leave details in the description below to all the tools that I've used throughout today's video. Now that crumb coat has fully chilled, the next thing I want to do is add some stripes. Now, I haven't done this in a video for a while, and I thought this would be really fun on an Easter spring themed cake. So instead of my normal metal smoothing tool, I'm actually going to be using this one with these teeth cut out. So this is just a texture comb, and you want to make sure that you're keeping the bottom of your scraper against your board. This way, as you run it round, those stripes are always going to be in the same place. And you just want to use any buttercream that you're scraping off just to fill any gaps so that the stripes that are sticking out are perfect. Once you're happy with those stripes so far, I'm going to put it back in the fridge, and I want it to fully chill before I add in my gaps. Okay, so now we've got our blue base on the cake. I've created some pastel buttercream and just popped these into some piping bags. So I've got an orange, a light green, a light yellow, a baby pink, and a lilac. And I'm going to use these in between my blue stripes. Once that's chilled, I'm going to start to fill in those indents. You then want to take the straight side of your smoother, and you just want to make sure that all those gaps are filled. And then going to run around, and each time we run around, we're just trying to take off as much of the excess buttercream as we can, just to get back to those blue stripes. Now, each time I'm scraping off the excess buttercream, I'm just making sure that it's all cleaned off of my scraper, just so I don't mix up any of those colours. Now the more buttercream we scrape off, we're starting to see those stripes. Now, because our cake was initially chilled, when you're running your scraper around the edge, if you are finding that any of that blue is coming off in clumps or just isn't as neat, one thing that I find works really well, especially when you're trying to smooth down the stripes, is to heat up the scraping tool. Now, this only actually works if you're using a metal scraping tool, and you can submerge this in some hot water, take it out and clean off any excess, or you can even use a kitchen blowtorch and just run it along that top edge. Just being really careful of your fingers, as this is going to heat up the metal scraper. Once you've run that kitchen blowtorch over a few times on both sides, it's then warm enough just to smooth over, and all this is going to do is just slightly melt the surface of your buttercream and just help to smooth it out. Now, I popped my cake in the fridge for a few minutes just for that buttercream to chill, and I'm now going to transfer it onto my board. So I've just got a 10-inch masonite board here, and this one just measures 1/2 centimetre in height. So I'm just going to pop down some buttercream in the centre of my board to allow my cake to stick. I can then use an offset spatula and a slightly larger spatula just to transfer my cake over. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to work on is creating a cake topper to go on the top of my cake. For this, I'm going to use one of the Outboss Stamp and Cuts by SweetStamp. So what you get is an Outboss stamp, and you also get a cookie cutter. Now, this is great for pushing into fondant to outboss that pattern. You can then use the cookie cutter to cut out your shape, and you can even use it for cutting out cookies to add your fondant on top of. I don't actually need a cookie for my cake, so I'm going to be using one of the mini blank canvases by SweetStamp just to hold my cake topper. Okay, so I've coloured some fondant in the same colour that I've used for the stripes on my cake. Now, I have actually added a small amount of Tylose powder into my fondant just to help it firm up so that I can use it as the cake topper. So I want to blend these together slightly. So I'm just going to start by rolling colours into some sausage shapes. I'm then going to start just by pushing those together, and I want to start to roll these out, and I'm going to flip it over. So I just want the colours to start blend together. So you want to make sure that you fold it in the same direction as those stripes. I'm then going to take my Outboss stamp and just flip that over, and I can then go over the top, just pushing in, and when I peel that off, we've then got our fun design. And then go in with my cutter, and I'm going to cut that out. I'm then going to use some edible paint just to go over that lettering. So I'm just using one of the very fine SweetStamp brushes. And this is the Edible Art Paint by SweetSticks. If you don't have a paint already mixed, then you can just use gel colours and just mix them with a little bit of rejuvenating spirit just to create an edible paint. Now, I'm using one of the Outboss Stamp and Cuts. You can even use the SweetStamp letter sets just to create your own custom designs. Once that's been painted, there we have just a really easy way to create a cake topper. Now, I'm going to leave this to one side to dry before I stick it onto my mini blank canvas so that I can add it into my cake. Now, because this is carrots for the Easter Bunny, the next thing I'm going to do is to create some carrots to go on my cake. Now, to make the carrots, I'm actually going to be using this mini mould, which is actually for making unicorn horns. But if we flip it up the other way, I think it's going to be perfect for some carrots. Now, it does have space for you to add sticks. I'm going to be making these on their own and creating a top part to make it look like a carrot. So I've got 2 bowls of candy melts. I've got some white candy melts, and I'm going to be using some oil-based food colour, and this is the orange by Colour Mill. So I'm just going to use this to colour these in orange for the main part of our carrot. I've then got some green candy melts. So I'm going to melt, first of all, my white ones down in the microwave, just popping them in, first of all, for 30 seconds, and then intervals of around 10 to 15 seconds. We just want most of those candy buttons to melt. Once we have a few candy buttons left, I'm going to take that out and just mix that through until we get a nice smooth mixture. Once that's melted, I can then add my orange. Now, when working with chocolate or candy melts, it's best to work with oil-based colours, as this stops any of your chocolate or your candy melts from seizing. Once we've got the perfect orange shade, I'm going to take some of those candy melts and using a spoon, just spread that into my mould, just making sure that I get all the way across the bottom and up the sides, but just leaving space in the centre so that we can add some cake mixture. I'm then going to pop that in the fridge for those candy melts to set. Whilst that's in the fridge, I'm going to make the cake mixture for inside. So I've just got some of the leftover cake that I cut off when I was leveling off my cakes, and I've just crumbled this down into what resembles a breadcrumb. I'm then going to take some leftover buttercream and just mix this through until we get a dough-like mixture. We can then add this into our mould. So I'm just pushing that cake mixture into my carrot shapes, just leaving a small gap at the top and around the edge so that we can add a layer across the back. I'm then going to pop this in the fridge for those candy melts to completely set so that we can remove them from the mould. Now we're also going to need some green leaves for the top of our carrots. So I'm going to melt down my green candy melts and just pop these into a piping bag. I'm then going to snip the end off of my piping bag, and on a small piece of parchment paper, I'm going to create some leaf shapes. And you can make the leaves any shape you like. Now I'm going to do just a couple of extra ones just in case it breaks when I take them off the parchment paper. Once my carrots have set, I'm going to turn those out of my mould. And using a knife, I'm just going to neaten up that top where the gap was for the stick. I've then got the cute little leaves that we created for the top. So I'm just going to chop along the bottom so I've got a straight edge, and then dip the bottom of that into some more candy melts, and I'm just going to stick that. So then we have some really fun carrot cakesicles that I can use to add onto my cake. Okay, so once my cake topper has been left to dry and is starting to firm up, I'm going to take my mini blank canvas and just apply a small amount of edible glue, and then have just a stick that I can push into my cake just to hold that cake topper up. Okay, so we've got our cake topper and we've got our little carrots. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of grass onto the cake. So I've actually got a piping tip, and this is the 234, and we just have these circles on the end. Now I'm gonna pop this into a piping bag with some green buttercream. So I'm gonna start by adding my cake topper into the top of my cake. Now I'm gonna offset it slightly so that I can add a carrot next to it. In order for my carrot to stay slightly upright, I'm going to take a cocktail stick and just carefully push it into that cakesicle slightly. I've then got 2 carrots that I want to have on the board. So I've just added a small amount of leftover buttercream onto the back, and I'm going to stick those against my cake. Now, so these don't just look like they're coming from nowhere, I'm going to add a little bit of grass. And I'm just going to place this against my cake, just applying a small amount of pressure so that some of that grass comes out. When it's at the length that I want it, I'm going to stop applying pressure and just pull away. Add some little clumps of grass on the top. Now, to go with the rest of my decorations, I'm actually going to add just a few sprinkles onto the cake. So I've got 2 pots of sprinkles here, and these are both the halo sprinkles. So we've got speckled egg, and also this one, which is called Excellent. We have these really fun Easter egg shapes. So I'm going to be using a combination of the 2 together. So here we have the finished Easter inspired cake. We've got these buttercream stripes running up the cake. We've got these carrot cakesicles. We've got this really fun Easter inspired cake topper, and the whole cake is covered in such fun sprinkles. I really hope you've enjoyed this video tutorial and will be able to use some of these elements on your own cakes. Also, don't forget, if you want to get your hands on any of the SweetStamp products, I do have a 10% off discount code, and I will put all the details to this in the description below the video. So until next time, bye.